Hello and welcome. Are you running multiple MIDI controllers or keyboards and struggling to get them all talking to a single MIDI device? If so, today we're going to talk about the Midi Solutions Quadra Merge, and it might be exactly what you need for this situation. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the Quadra Merge from Midi Solutions, who it's for, and how it can simplify your MIDI setup. If you use multiple MIDI controllers, such as keyboards, drum pads, sequencers, or foot controllers, but only have a single MIDI input available on your synth, sound module, or DAW, you're going to run into a problem. How do you get all of your devices to communicate with just a single input? Well, that's where the Midi Solutions Quadra Merge comes in. It's a small, compact, yet powerful device, and it's perfect for keyboardists who want to control a single sound module from multiple MIDI controllers. It's great for live performers who need to merge multiple MIDI sources for triggering sounds or effects. And it's also great in the studio when you're working with multiple MIDI devices but have limited MIDI inputs on your interface. MIDI gear often typically allows for a single MIDI input, and that means if you have multiple controllers, you're going to need a way to merge multiple signals before they reach your sound module or DAW. Without a merger, you're going to have to manually swap cables, and that's just not practical in a live situation. And in the studio, it's cumbersome. The Quadra Merge takes up to 4 separate MIDI signals and combines them into a single output, allowing all your devices to work seamlessly together. Here's how easy it is to use the Midi Solutions Quadra Merge. 1, you plug up to 4 MIDI input sources into the unit. These can be keyboards, drum pads, sequencers, or any MIDI controllers. Secondly, connect the merged MIDI output to your synth, DAW, or MIDI interface. And 3, you don't need any external power with the Quadra Merge. It's powered directly through MIDI as long as at least one device provides enough MIDI power. The unit doesn't require batteries or a power supply to operate, and it's compatible with products that follow the 5V and 3.3V MIDI specs. Power is provided to the Quadra Merge by the device you connect to MIDI input 1 on the device. If a device does not provide power, you can connect that to inputs 2 through 4. And once connected, the Quadra Merge automatically detects all your incoming MIDI signals and merges them into a single stream on the output channel. This means you can layer sounds, trigger effects, or control multiple parameters from different devices without MIDI conflicts. In my space here where I'm recording, I actually have 2 Quadra Merge units that I use. First, with the organ setup behind me, I've had a Quadra Merge there for years, and connected to it are the Hammond organ, the pedal board below. I don't know if you probably can't see it, but those 2 units, and occasionally something else will get connected there. So there's one Quadra Merge box that connects up to 4 MIDI signals that I have running there. Recently, I've run the cable from that output to where I'm sitting here. This is where I usually sit. I have my 88-note keyboard beside me here. This is where I do most of my work. And what I had found previously is when I had just the single Quadra Merge situation over there behind me, one of the programs I like to use with the organ is one that's called Hoptwork, which is a pipe organ emulation software. But I found myself needing to tear down my laptop from where it sits just to the right of me, reset it up behind me. It wasn't super long, but I had to move the laptop. I had to move my audio interface. And just that process was frustrating and cumbersome enough where I ended up not using Hoptwork as often as I would like to. So what I've done is I've bought a second Quadra Merge that I have in front of me over here. I got a 35-foot MIDI cable, so I've got an output from the Quadra Merge behind me that runs along the side of the room to the Quadra Merge here. My 88-note controller goes to the same Quadra Merge, and now I can not only run my typical MIDI setup that I usually record with, but the organ is also looped into this new Quadra Merge, and that means the computer can stay where it is, the audio interface can stay where it is. I just turn on the organ, plug in the pedal board for power, and I have access to Hopwork natively in this space. So that has made a world of difference, and so I appreciate that ease. And again, it comes down to merging multiple MIDI devices, in this case keyboards, that are scattered throughout my space. The Quadra Merge just makes the combination of all those things super simple and efficient. One of the things I did notice when I got the second Quadra Merge unit is on my first attempt, this 35-foot MIDI cable that I've got running from the organ to the new unit, I had that initially plugged into input 1. And nothing was happening. So when I first started this, I didn't know if I had a bad MIDI cable, if there was something else going on, but I quickly thought, hey, let me just move some of the cables around. I moved that MIDI cable to input 2 on the Quadra Merge, and then used the MIDI from my controller that sits over here to MIDI input 1, and that did the trick. So my Alesis keyboard, which is it's an 88-note keyboard that I use as my master everyday controller, that powered the Quadra Merge. So I'm assuming, I don't know if it's because the MIDI cable from behind me is so long or what the situation there was, but I wasn't getting power on the long MIDI chord run, but I was getting it from the shorter run. So again, with the Quadra Merge, the one thing that you're going to want to just make sure is whatever is plugged into input 1, that device is providing power over MIDI to power the Quadra Merge. Once you have that going, then you're set and you're good to go. So why should you choose the Midi Solutions Quadra Merge over other options? Well, reliable performance. I found no noticeable latency or dropped signals in my situation. The units are compact and portable. I've got 2 of them. They're small enough to fit into any gig bag or studio setup. They're plug and play, super simple. You don't need any software or extra setup. And as I mentioned earlier, they're MIDI powered, so you don't have to lug around external power adapters. Overall, the Quadra Merge is a great tool for any musician or producer dealing with multiple MIDI controllers. If you're looking for a hassle-free way to merge multiple MIDI signals, this is one of the best options that I've come across. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you have any questions or comments about MIDI merging. Until next time, keep on making music, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye.